So Dan Ashworth has decided to take a very important step to, push through with his quest to join United as the new sporting director for Ineos. And a very, very interesting decision has been made. Also, we've got news on another person who has been earmarked for the sporting director to replace Dan Ashworth, who also has some connection, or who is also lined up for a job at Manchester United. So it looks as if Manchester United and Newcastle United are on some interesting coalition fight. Not in its literal sense, but I mean amongst these two clubs, there is a bit of a wrangling with regards to that. So we'll be bringing you updates on that, and also an interesting landmark for Manchester United Academy, and also some bits of updates on Old Trafford. We'll be bringing you all of that here on United Today. My name is Kwame. We'll go for a quick turnaround. When we come back, I'll break everything down for you here on United Today. Okay, so thank you very much. This is United Today. If this is the first time you are watching this channel, please remember to hit the subscribe button. We bring you every update with regards to Manchester United. If you've missed the last episode of our podcast as well, I'll leave it in the description. You can go enjoy. You can go in there and watch the last episode of our podcast. Very, very important for us. Help us. Let's grow this community together by subscribing or hitting the subscription button, and then you subscribe to this channel, and also remember to hit the notification bell. It's very, very important to us. So let's start. Dan Ashworth. So he has decided to go for arbitration. As you know, United wants Dan Ashworth as the new sporting director to oversee the club's football operations. That's the man that United has settled on. Newcastle United plays Dan Ashworth on gardening leave in February. So United, in effect, have been in discussion or negotiation with Newcastle United in order to get their man to be in place so that he can start work for them during the transfer window. But Newcastle United have decided to be very, very stubborn, and they've been very less cooperative in the negotiations with regards to getting Dan Ashworth out of the club so that he can be free to join Manchester United. So he's on gardening leave and he's receiving salary from Newcastle United. United, on the other hand, wants him to start work. So we've been giving you a series of reports, even from last week, where it was stated that the two co-owners of the clubs for Manchester United, that's Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and the counterparts from Newcastle United, even met in order to, try and resolve the whole issue. But it looks as if Newcastle United are not budging. As it stands, Newcastle United is demanding £20 million, 50 million upfront, 5 million add-ons, so that they can release Dan Ashworth to join Manchester United. United, on the other hand, have said that is an outrageous amount to demand for Dan Ashworth as sporting director. If you remember, Dan Ashworth was with Brighton when Newcastle United wanted Dan Ashworth. They paid something in the region of £4 million in order to get Dan Ashworth. Now, United want to pay something around that same price and are not willing to go beyond £10 million. In fact, as it stands, United's offer to Newcastle United is £2 million. Yes, it's £2 million. And it tells you that United is 18 million short of what Newcastle United is requesting. So the gap in this negotiation is far apart, and Newcastle United are proving very, very stubborn. As a result of that, the breaking news that came up is from David Ornstein from The Athletic. Has it that Dan Ashworth has decided to go for arbitration. So he's decided to go for arbitration so that this whole situation can be resolved as quickly as possible so that he can start work. I have a sense that he feels that Newcastle United are treating him unfairly. So arbitration has come in such a way that a third party would be in to resolve the issue between Manchester United Newcastle United, and then Dan Ashworth, so that things can be resolved. So a date has been slated in May, as quickly as May, so that this arbitration can be heard, so that a resolution can come as quickly as possible. As it's been reported from the Athletic, it's going to take a number of weeks for this to be resolved. But United is not sitting still. That is why United have decided to get in Jason Wilcox in very early. Remember, Wilcox will be reporting to Dan Ashworth. But he came from Southampton and he was the sporting director. So it means he has some bits of experience, operating as a sporting director. And he also came in a recommendation of Omar Barada, as we've stated in our previous episode, or as you already know. So work would continue. As it stands, it's Jason Wilcox who will be setting in and doing all the works with regards to the football operations. When Omar Barada, who it's also been stated, according to Mike Keegan of the Daily Mail, that he will be starting work officially in the month of July. So Omar Barada will be starting work officially in the month of July. So the structure is taking shape. It's Newcastle United are trying to make things very difficult so that Dan Ashworth can begin his work as quickly as possible. So it's a very interesting twist. So Ashworth has decided to push through things by taking the matter to arbitration. So the matter is going to arbitration. We'll see how or what the outcome would be with regards to this particular situation. It looks like a very, very interesting one that isn't ending anytime soon. But United have made contingency plans with Wilcox coming in and starting work and all of that. Now, Craig Hope, who writes for Newcastle United for the Daily Mail, has also said something. So if you've watched the previous episodes of United Today and all the other updates, there's a man called Dougie Freedman. Dougie Freedman is the sporting director for Crystal Palace. Now, Crystal Palace's Newcastle United, it's been reported that Newcastle United has penciled Dougie Freedman as part of the list that they are putting together to take over from Dan Ashworth as sporting director. Now, the twist is that Dougie Freedman is also on United's list as part of the names of people who they would want to make him occupy the role of a recruitment director. Remember, Ineos also wants a recruitment director. And then there'll be a technical director and then there'll be a sporting director. So the fight between United and Newcastle isn't going to end anytime soon. So Dougie Freedman is on the list of Newcastle United's search for of a sporting director. Remember, the job titles are not the same. They want him as a sporting director. United want him as a recruitment director, according to reports by Craig Hope. So we'll see how that one also pans out. But for now, as things stand, as I've said, it's Jason Wilcox who will be taking over with regards to the work that will be done at Manchester United. All right. Okay, so Mike Keegan has also stated, so away from Dan Ashworth, the sporting director and all that, but Ineos' restructuring is ongoing, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been very emphatic on redeveloping Old Trafford as to whether the old stadium would be redeveloped to a modern standard or a new stadium will be built entirely. As you know, a task force has been set to ensure that this regeneration process, they advise on what to be done with regards to this regeneration process of Old Trafford and all of that. Now, reports that's coming in indicates that this infrastructure drive is still going to continue, and they are targeting improving Carrington, which is United's training base or United's training facility. Remember the famous Ronaldo interview with Piers Morgan, where Ronaldo said that the things that he met at Old Trafford, at Carrington many years ago, are still there, and not much has improved. A lot of the fans of the club, or a lot of people in connection with the club, have also stated that. A lot of people who have been through Carrington have said that it needs redevelopment as well. So Mike Keegan is reporting that a lot of work will be happening at Carrington as well in order to develop it and build a more conducive environment that supports or that would help create an excellent high performance facility so that things will be improved. That's what Sir Jim Ratcliffe is trying to do since he assumed position. So Carrington is going to receive an uplift as well, so that it can also support, building or help the team in order to, build a world-class facility and be able to, elevate the performance of the team, not just bringing in personnel, but developing the facility as well. So the decision on Old Trafford is still also ongoing as to whether a new stadium will be built or the old stadium will be redeveloped. But Sir Jim Ratcliffe, as we have come to know, prefers that a new stadium is built. The Wembley of the North, as he calls it, is built so that things can improve or United can receive a facelift. So that's it with the updates on the stadium. We will be bringing you periodic updates on what Old Trafford will be looking like in our subsequent updates here on United and Everything Football Podcast, United Today. Let me end with some amazing news that happened in a game that we played against Sheffield United. Now, you see this gentleman here. His name is Ethan Whitley. Now, he came on as a substitute in the game against Sheffield United. And clearly, it tells you how the tradition. I haven't heard of the word youth, courage, success. Yes, that's the motto for Manchester United with regards to the tradition that we uphold so high, which has to do with promoting young players coming in. So Ethan Whitley became the 250th player that has been promoted from the Manchester United Academy. What an amazing milestone. And I'm sure he's a proud moment for the young lad who said Bruno Fernandes called him and pulled him aside and told him that he has 9 minutes. He came on in the last 9 minutes of the game and pulled him aside and told him that he has 9 minutes to score a goal. Bruno tried teeing him up, to set him up to score a goal, but unfortunately it couldn't happen. But what it means is that he's become the 250th person from the academy to play for Manchester United. And this is what Neil Cox who is the head of the academy director of Manchester United, had to say. He says that all of us in the academy are incredibly proud of the club's illustrious history of youth development and we congratulate Ethan on what is a fantastic personal achievement as well as a landmark for the club. So United have promoted 250 players from its youth ranks into the club. And that is the tradition the club upholds. Since 1930 till now, United have always had a player from the academy in the matchday squad. Since 1930. What an amazing feat. It tells you the traditions that the club upholds. You look at the players that have come through the ranks, from Paul Scholes to David Beckham, currently to Kobe Mainoo, Alejandro Garnacho, Wes Brown, George Best. All of these players have come through the ranks. There are a lot of names. So I'm going to end this episode with a video that the United Club Media put together. So the video is kind courtesy the United Media. They put together on their social media platform with regards to the milestone that has been achieved. It's a very, very beautiful video. You watch and you'll be proud of it. So congratulations to Ethan Whitley coming on 250th player, a major landmark for Man United with regards to promoting young players into the first team. Youth, courage, success. That's Manchester United. So enjoy the video, and that's how I end United today. We catch you on the next one. Remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. We'll be back once again. Have a great one. See you on the next one.
My first idea was to try and build on young boys, young players, and bring them up in the club atmosphere, feeling for the club.
You were saying I'm straight too far. Yeah, life can be so hard. Don't try to reach the stars, no. Yeah, it's hard out there, but I feel it in my bones. Yeah, the writing's on the wall. Been there since I was born. I can make it on my own. got this hunger.
And Beckham saw Sullivan off his line. Oh!
Well, Paul's gold.
Sets my heart free.
Hit them well, yeah?
No, I don't want to do it.
Honestly.
Sweep down on my knees, but I won't go under. I got this hunger. Gotta chase it.
We've had a fantastic spell, you know, where we can say, right, it works. Manchester United's youth policy definitely works.
Yeah, I'm reaching for that feeling. No, I won't stop chasing the stars. I got this hunger, this fire in me. It rolls like
Jesse Lingard, local lad, local hero. Marcus Rashford, Manchester, born and bred. On the stuff that dreams are made of.
We had a collection of players and they were dedicated. They wanted to play and they wanted to create and they wanted to win.
We don't have fair. And if players are good enough, then they are old enough.